I probably got your attention with all those sounds I just played for you, and I probably even bamboozled you into thinking that you actually had the notifications, and maybe you did, but maybe you didn't get the ring or the buzz vibration from it. And a lot of like older people from like the millennials, or I wouldn't say millennials, but maybe the boomers and the Generation X would tell you, man, you're just so glued to that phone. Or, man, it's like you get one notification and you immediately go to your phone because you're so distracted. You need to put that away. You need to put the device away, And on average, I feel like a lot of people use technology, and I feel like that's pretty much the whole entire world. A lot of the older generations don't really understand or are not up to date either on this technology, and they use the terms back in my day. I never even had technology, and they give these crazy scenarios on how they lived without social media and all of that, which maybe in this topic I do agree with them on the fact that they did have a better childhood or a better life and better emotions because they weren't so pressured from social media, which we'll get into later. But yeah, on average we spend so much time on social media that's pretty much what our whole world is. And it's, as we keep on progressing and evolving into into a molded society and who we are, and what things are acceptable, a lot of people are on their phones and looking at what's popular, what's the trends. And you guys may be into it as well. Maybe you guys are into shoes, or maybe you guys want to look at certain restaurants, or maybe you guys want to see someone go throughout the world, or maybe even professional playing video games and beating out records, and cheering them on because they are famous and popular. That we look up to them, and we hope that we wish the best for them because they are a creative content creator, but also very entertaining, and we get a lot of dopamine from all this technology, but it also could be doing some harm to us. Now obviously for me, I use technology as well and as you can see, I have my whole YouTube channel, and throughout my life I would say I didn't really get a phone until like age 13, like 7th grade. I had like a tablet, and I would just play like games from like the App Store, and now games from the App Store are no longer good. You guys gotta let me know if there's any like apps that are pretty good on the App Store, because honestly I remember all my favorite games, from like Pixel Gun 3D to the basketball game to the ice hockey and etc. But now that I used technology in a different way, I mostly use it in like social media, pretty much mainly social media. I would say my average on my phone, man, if it was not a school day, it would be possibly like 8 hours, I would say. No, like six maybe. Yeah, obviously I'm including video games and on my computer editing and who knows what, and on my phone just scrolling through YouTube. And obviously I have like an hour's worth of videos to watch. Obviously I do watch YouTube, but I also create content as well. But also I use Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and YouTube, and whatever apps that I may be entertained from. And there's some pretty big stats on how much recently there's been a study of how much kids have already got phones, which is crazy. Which the crazy thing is, a part of that study was the fact that kids, about 54% had phones by the age of 11 years old, which is crazy to think about. And I also see on social media that there's so many kids, like younger kids, that already have phones, and they're like 7 years old, and that's like way too young to even think about. Like, man, having social media that early. And obviously I think those iPads are not that bad, trying to keep your kid calm. But we have so much people using technology that we forget about the bad things that are happening to us. Obviously, you have the artificial light and all the other things about, us wasting so much time on technology that we barely improve our lives in general. Now, a thing that I want to talk about is definitely the negative sides of social media. And I have this big quote that I kind of been thinking about, and the quote goes, "The minority ruins the majority." Big sentence, big phrase. I know. But what I mean by that quote is the fact that a lot of people on social media, just average viewers, will see a lot of successful people throughout the app and think, wow, my life is horrible. And it brings out all these bad emotions about yourself, like you're not worthy enough, or, what are you even doing with your life, And it kind of builds up this insecurity that we're not doing enough in our life, when, all these people are at different paths, in their life. And it's just very different because, obviously they have talent, but I believe every person in the world has talent to give and, something to give out. Everyone that comes into Earth ultimately has a purpose for this generation or even the world to maybe change everything. But I know recently with a lot of other things, I think the minority ruins the majority because I guess you could put it towards like other like races of like, what's your even genders as well. A lot of stereotypes start to build up, and that's why there's this negative energy coming into social media. And a lot of people are spending so much time on social media that it's pretty much what you see on the internet is pretty much what the world is. That couldn't be more farther from the truth. A lot of people think that whatever they see on social media is true, which, if the more you keep on watching this kind of stuff, the more it kind of just is ingrained into your head, and that's not good. I guess so a couple other things that I want to talk about is like the whole cop situation that we've been dealing with recently. A lot of people think that cops are just bad, but obviously you see the news, and I don't think I've ever seen a positive thing come from the news other than like charities giving out food, and that is really it. News make a lot of money just giving out bad news. It's always the bad news, and that's why I don't watch the news, because a lot of like Generation X and boomers, they get into that, and they're like, that's all they talk about, man, and it's nothing but drama. And currently now we have the Ukraine battle, but I know also we had COVID, and that's not gone, but COVID is still around, and those are the top two that they talked about. But as far as like where I live personally, for me, I live in like Illinois, and they talk about a lot of like crime issue, and that's all we see, man. There's nothing but crime, COVID, Ukraine. There's nothing positive in the news, and that's why a lot of people try to, especially like content creators, they want you to get away from the news and maybe even take a break from social media, because all of that is just super draining, and that kind of just ruins your sense of reality. Like, you need that wake-up call. But yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a video back then of the introvert misconception, and I explained that the loudest people have the loudest mouths, and the quietest people are not really that heard because they're silent. That's what I mean by, the minority ruins the majority. I feel like the minority is definitely the loudest people in what you see currently, and the people that are just not heard or not well known, those are the majority of the people, because they make up a large percentage of people. I feel like the people that are the most successful are like the top 1% of people, and that's like not realistic. Like, if everyone wanted to be an entrepreneur, 99% of them probably would fail and maybe not even try again. But there's always that small percentage, a very small percentage. This is why so many schools have so little of an acceptance rate. It's a very small percentage, but there's so many people. We like to focus on just a small percentage that did well, the small percentage that, are just very different from us, and they just don't fit, and they stand out the most because what they have on the paper and what they're speaking on is all that we hear, and all that's what we accepted because of social media. Personally, for me, I think some advice is I would definitely listen to a lot of content creators that are trying to get you off the apps. Focus on you. This is why so many big YouTubers are talking about, take that break, disappear for so many months and get back your life and get back reality, because social media is just a huge big distraction. And obviously there's a lot of things that you could do on social media. I'm not saying that it's all bad, but I feel like that's majority of what we see, and it's a very small percentage of what reality is. But definitely listen to the content creators that are there to help you, and not spreading around negativity all around. I know personally for me is I've been mainly sticking onto YouTube just for music, and I know how distracting that could be for just music. A lot of people can get carried away, but I've been using it in pretty good ways. But when it comes to social media like Instagram, Snapchat, I don't view anybody's story throughout the day. I just get carried away, and I mainly take out my social media at a designated time, which is around 9:40, usually by the end of the day. I like to focus on my craft and what I really want to do, and what's truly important to me, and focus on a lot of things that aren't a big distraction. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy, and if you guys, if this helped you out, I appreciate it. Social media is not in a good place, and I hope for a better change. So hope you guys took in this advice and hopefully got better, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.